everybody from 1, 2, 3, and 4 hoping to achieve. And getting into 500 is a really, really difficult thing, and there's a lot of hard work. Most importantly is because it's the bridging level, and it is the last step that you take before you enter the university program. And to study a degree, or a graduate degree or an undergraduate degree at the University of Ottawa in a second language is an incredible achievement. I can't imagine doing that, to do a whole degree in a language that is not my own. So the people in 500 should be patting themselves on the back. And then you guys that are in level 100 or 200 or 300 or 400, it is something to strive for. And I hope the journey there is fun. So in the level 500, what we decided to do was to do a newsletter. And I would really like to congratulate the level 500. Both levels worked on it together. It was a great project because it was group-based. Everybody had to get into groups and work and cooperate with each other to produce what you're going to see here. All this writing is done by level 500 students. So when you're in level 200 and you think, oh, I'm never, ever, ever going to be able to write in English, this is going to show you that it does happen, but it does take a lot of practice. A lot of students come up to me and say, oh, teacher, how do I write? And I said, well, it's very, very difficult. First you find yourself a table, then you find yourself a chair, and then you sit down in the chair with your laptop and a pencil or paper, and you just write. That's how you learn how to write. And I would really like to congratulate both level 500 groups. This newsletter shows what can be done. There's some wonderful stories. All the groups had fabulous ideas to put into it. So we're just going to have a little bit of a look at it, and I hope that you enjoy it. This is the front page, obviously, and this, everything was a group effort. This title, we brainstormed this title, and I want you to know that Vlasta and I had very, very little to do with the newsletter. We did do a final edit to perfect English, but I have to tell you, the work wasn't that hard. There were a few little tiny things, but what you see here is basically what the students produced. So my student Hin Bukshan took this picture. It's a really kind of a cute picture. I think she's trying to tip over the Parliament buildings. And yeah, so. And so there's some really nice stories here about, that were written by students about English, and where to find a library, some social outings. And this is, I'm really proud of this story by Lee, and this is a picture from his level 350 class. So there is life after 350, and you'll end up in 500 just like my student Lee did. I just want to point out, this is the very last page, and this cartoon was done by Pedro Andrade, a student from Brazil. And I hope that you can read it. It's very, very funny. He thought of the idea and he drew it. And when you each get a copy of the newsletter at the end of the presentation, and what you will notice is there are like so many talented people. All the photographs in the newsletter are taken by the students. There's a few little illustrations done by Tiffany Yang in level 500. She did a beautiful job of illustrating some of the stories. And everything is very well written and just something to be so very proud of. And I just want you to know that both Vlasta and I are really, really proud of you guys.
Sorry? No. Is Peter here today? Yeah. No. So the only last thing I want, or not last thing, but one of the things I wanted to mention. As many of you know, we have a group of students visiting from Japan, from the University of Niigata Prefecture. They're sitting over here. Say hi, everyone. If you want to know one important thing about the Niigata Prefecture in Japan is they're known for having the best quality rice in all of Japan. So that's no small thing. Want good rice? Go to Niigata. The students were here for a 5-week intensive English course. They followed a very similar schedule to regular EIP students. They followed us on the outings. They had a few special outings of their own as well. And I would like to ask Elsa Roy to come up and say a few words about the program. She is the lead teacher for this group. Please help me welcome her.
I'll just ask the students to stand up for a minute and say hello. Thank you. So, as Ryan said, many of you have already met the 11 students from the University of Niigata Prefecture in Japan. They joined doing their weekly activities and did some of the other things that were going around. 5 weeks is not very long to learn English. So what we did, I'll just give you an overview of some of the things we did. We concentrated on the skills that they needed the most, and that was, listening, speaking, vocabulary, pronunciation, and so they did a lot of working in the lab and doing class debates and learning new idioms and giving weekly speeches and presentations, and that was where I came in. I was impressed at how they accepted every challenge that we gave them. For example, in the very first week, they were jet lagged. They had a very long, stormy trip, and they were getting lost on the buses. But as Ryan was saying, they still managed to get here on time, get to class on time. And then I asked them in the first week if they would do a presentation at the end of the week. And they did. They gave a speech, and that followed every other week. They did a presentation of some sort every week. They spoke about memorable personal experiences. They worked in groups to design a dream house. They shared their favorite movies and songs, and they were nervous. Every time they were about to do a speech, they were nervous. But they were amazing because they got focused, they were very supportive of each other, and they overcame their fears and made it look as easy as pie. So I'd like to say arigato. Thank you for sharing the past 5 weeks with us. We hope you enjoyed your time with us, and we really hope that you will have a chance to come back again sometime. You might want to come in the spring or summer. But one final thing, the Niigata students were accompanied by an associate professor at the University of Niigata, Melody Cook. Now, some of you know Melody as well from when she taught and studied here at the University of Ottawa before she moved to Japan. Now, I know why the students are so dedicated and focused. They do have a great role model in Melody, because during the past 5 weeks, she was on campus every day. She was orienting the students after class. She was facilitating their cultural transition, which, in a very short period of time it's a pretty quick thing that happens. And otherwise being ready for anything that came up. So please come up and join us, Melody. We'd like to thank you for bringing these wonderful students to us and for your support throughout the whole thing. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Lower down.
Thank you, Elsa. I am so very pleased to finally be here with students from the University of Niigata Prefecture. This program has been in development for quite a while, and I think it's been a wonderful success. About 3 years ago, I approached Bianca Sherwood, one of Evan's predecessors, about starting a program at Ottawa U for UNP students. I'm sorry, I keep saying Ottawa U. I know it's uOttawa. But I was a student here long ago, and I can't break this bad habit. Having